and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. My name is Rich Tehrani. Thanks for watching us. On our program today is Catherine Minter, who's the President of the Americas for Cordys. How are you, Catherine?
Very well, thanks for having me today.
It's our pleasure. So I thought we'd start out by asking you a little bit about your company.
Yeah, Quartus is a global software company. We operate in 6 countries across the globe. Obviously, in North America, we really focus on working with businesses to create a more agile environment. In today's kind of rapidly changing, business environment with mergers and acquisitions and consolidation and obviously tough economic times, clients really need to find new and innovative ways to create new applications and business processes. And what Cordys does is help companies rapidly develop and build those applications, really for all parts of their business.
So enhanced productivity, enhanced efficiency in a down economy. So it sounds like a good place to be.
Yeah, it's about leveraging your existing investment. So I think, in the old sort of ERP days, it was more, let's do some really large-scale projects, and those might take 2-3 years. And companies today don't have that kind of money or time. They need results quickly. They need to respond to competitive situations. They need to respond to time to market, as well as really being squeezed from a cost perspective. So they kind of need to get more out of what they have and more out of their existing investment. So Cordys really has an innovative approach to go in, really working with the business leaders and aligning the IT organizations to integrate and bring data and information in from a variety of systems. An example would be an ERP system, a legacy system that might be doing the job real well, just not looking too pretty within the organization, even a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, and be able to bring that in and use a strong business process management engine to create a business process that meets the needs of that executive or that line of business owner, and then working with IT to quickly then execute and develop an application based on that business process is what Cordys really does well. And why our customers like to work with Cordys is not only the people and the expertise within the organization, but how quickly we get projects done and really at a low risk. So we don't have projects that really last more than 6 months. We like to map 3 months. We have projects that get done in 6 weeks. So it's about not having the time to stomach the large costs and implementation times. So it's where
Wow.
we're seeing a lot of growth.
That's great. And the last few years obviously have been very challenging just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any trends you're seeing?
Well, definitely. I mean, not to sound, but the cloud computing trend is a huge one. And I always laugh because what is cloud computing? It's really not something you go and buy. It's a set of technologies that just allow you to do more innovative thinking and create new types of environments and new ideas. And we're a real part of the cloud computing kind of landscape because our software helps companies take advantage of the cloud, what the cloud has to offer. And one of the things we do real well is connect cloud applications to premise applications.
Right.
So if you have if you're a company that has SAP, let's say, and they've bought Salesforce and they've bought Workday and they've got some websites and they have some old legacy systems, and somebody needs to connect all of those systems together in some type of process and also link in maybe vendors and suppliers, Cordys is that engine, that workflow, that orchestration that helps bring all of that together into an application so that companies can leverage everything that they have and kind of tie everything together. So we're sort of the glue for the cloud.
And do they need to work with you directly or they can download? Because I know you're in the Google Apps marketplace, right?
Yeah, Google Apps is a more specific area that we have. What I was just referring to, they work with us directly. We also have a large number of partners, so large systems integrators. We have some niche partners in specific industries that we focus on, like manufacturing and insurance, telecommunications, and healthcare and pharma. So those are 4 of our industries that we are specifically focused on. What we're doing with Google actually is working with them to help them extend their capabilities. So when they're moving into the large enterprise market, companies need a little bit more firepower out of the Google Apps marketplace from a business process management perspective. So Cordys Process Factory, which is our product that we work with Google on, creates what's called situational applications. An example would be an onboarding process for employees, travel and expense, anything that needs to kind of be extended from Google, and we are integrated directly into the Google Apps schema. We work on top of Google. We've been working with them for a year and a half, and we're part of their marketplace. So now we're seeing more and more opportunity working with Google in that large enterprise space.
So how complex can a situation be where your tools would still be able to manage it? Like, for example, a company managing a multi-city roadshow. Can they set up rules to help manage that sort of thing, or does that not?
Yeah, anything that you can think about. I mean, if you think about the term orchestrate, right, when one either has to be event-driven workflow, rules, case management, master data, anything that actually has to kind of go from either managing the data, taking action on the data, monitoring the data, that's done very well within Cordys's sort of workflow engine. And that really is the basis for building these type of applications. So it really starts in the minds of the business user that says, what do I need to get done here? And then that's mapped out in this business process management engine. And then behind that is all the technology that integrates and connects and brings things in and takes action on that workflow. So we see this very popular in these new cloud worlds where you need to connect all new value chains, suppliers. It really equalizes the landscape. I was talking about the insurance industry, but an example would be in claims management. So where a claim comes in to an agent and there's a lot of different parties and things that have to happen, a lot of communications, a lot of tracking, a case gets opened, case management, and throughout that process, Quartus can automate the process across all of the different entities, whether that's the auto parts dealer, the other insurance agency, the consumer, the other person that might have been involved, let's say in the case of an auto accident,
right,
the other parts suppliers, the ultimate settlement of the case. And it might take months, it may take weeks, but Quartus can help reduce the manual entry. It also can create alerts and workflow. It can send things into a mobile device. It can help auto parts shop who never really had a sophisticated system can now link into the sophistication.
So it could send emails, it could send, I mean, obviously it's tied in with some of the Google apps, but you can send an email, you can send an SMS, send a fax potentially.
Right, and the key is that you're monitoring also what's going on. So as
a dashboard of sorts.
It's called business activity monitoring, but it's sort of a dashboard that monitors key performance indicators that you've set up for that particular process. And the difference between Quartus versus just monitoring it is when you come in the morning and you go, okay, I'm looking at my dashboard and this claims agent, what's going on with this claims agent? It's taking 5 weeks for the average, and this claims agent is taking 3 weeks. You can kind of start to see what's going on in that process and take action on it. So you can have thresholds or floors that if one or the other are hit, it either sends out an automated provisioning or workflow to fix it, or it can send an alert, in any means of communications, multi-channel, to the particular business owner to also get notified of that. So it gives you more visibility into the process. It's also a live environment that can be modified and changed. So it's a continuous way of running your business versus, okay, the old blueprinting method, this is what I need. You throw it over the wall to IT, they install it. It might not be exactly what the business users needed, or maybe their needs have changed over the last month. So it's the concept of an agile environment and how do you run your business. And Quartus is a new way that businesses can think about running their applications. And that's really where this is going, and taking into it the vision of leveraging cloud technologies, but also leveraging the stuff you already have that's working well, but just kind of making it work a little bit better.
So it's really that logic and intelligence and process management glue that just kind of that keeps the company going and working and I guess becoming more productive and efficient.
Right. It's not only about, okay, I don't want to replace this system, but it's a paradigm shift in running your business. And I think that's what you were saying. And it just Quartus provides the tool set, the platform in order to do it. But it's really the business-driven kind of thought process that says, what is it that I need, what is going to give us a competitive advantage? How can I take sort of a monolithic application, or how do I take applications that are difficult to modify, instead of trying to make the modifications in those legacy systems, create the modification on Cordys, which can then be changed real time.
So typical customer that buys you, what other options did they have before they come to you? Like what other things did they look at?
Well, they look at the larger packages, so you could go to a traditional Oracle, Fusion or middleware. There's, IBM has a large, they're all those things can work. Where customers like to work with us is just the time and speed to market, because Quartus was built from the ground up. It's a very simple user interface. One person, get trained on one package, which contains all the elements, where in some of the larger packages there might be 10 to 15 different components that make up that same platform. So, and then we also have the players on the BPMS, the traditional business process management areas that we do come up against. But really we feel very unique in our ability to provide a full platform that not only can work in the enterprise but also in the cloud. So that's where we see that we've really developed that with that vision from the ground up.
That's excellent. Well, thanks so much for being on the program today.
No, it's been great, and thanks very much. We look forward to working with your organization moving forward.
Oh, thank you.